I'm feeling great. I hope you guys are doing the same. What's going on, guys? We got a cluttered desk today, that's for damn sure. But I tell you what, it is amazing to be here. I'm so happy and pumped to be here in front of you. I hope my microphone is doing A-okay. I'm getting started a little bit early today. We got about 6 minutes before we actually start, but we're going to try doing things a little differently. We're going to usher you in. We see a lot of people in the lobby, so I want to say hello. Hi, how you doing? I hope you guys have been having an awesome week. I know the overall trading sentiment this past week has been kind of tough as the S&P 500 pulls back, but I hope you've been keeping an eye on those stocks that are staying strong. The relative strength index is strong in this one. What's going on, Robert, Jimmy, Dan, Bob, Dan, and Mama is in the building already. I'm happy that you guys have showed up early, and I promise you, if you stick around, we are going to have ourselves an absolutely amazing show. If you're just showing up now, what's going on? My name is David Worrell. We do a little bit of everything on here, but the most is the commentary, the stock speculation, and the stock news. We have a lot to go over, and tonight we have an amazing watch list for you. We're going to go over in a little bit more detail exactly what we want to watch. There is quite a few stocks out there. There are so many things setting up. So we're going to go over the S&P 500, the IWM, the this, the that, the other thing, and we're going to make sure that you guys are well set and ready for this overall soon to be what I am going to consider a golden age in the overall market. What's going to break down that theory? I think some of you know, but we're going to dive in a little deeper to that. What's going on? Erica K is in the building. It's good to see you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, I have an inclination, and I've had one for a while, and the first thing that we have up in front of you is Bitcoin. I've been watching Bitcoin all weekend. I did not take MSTU, which we've been talking about for quite some time. MSTU is MSTR, which is derived from Bitcoin. The Michael Saylor has invested his whole company, or close to it, into Bitcoin. As Bitcoin goes up, MSTR goes up. We like the 2x leverage. That's the MSTU, or am I saying it right? MSTU. And when we play those, we're going to make a lot of money if we get it right, as long as we find proper risk reward, which the way this is tightening up on the hourly, this daily here on Bitcoin is looking like a beautiful high tight flag. Yes, I am bullish on Bitcoin. Yes, I'm expecting this to go higher. What is going to deter me from that plan of trying to catch this breakout? If we break below this trend line, I'm going to have to sit back, relax, and see what is going on, because this high tight flag right here, I'm expected to break out much, much higher. And if it does start to break down, I'm going to want to see an oops reversal where they shake everybody out and it pulls right back up to where it was. So that's some things that we're going to keep a look on. We're going to be going over the watch list too, so we can know if you don't have your money in Bitcoin, I suggest that you do dollar cost average into a cold storage wallet one way or another, so you have a safe cryptic wallet in Bitcoin. But if you're trying to find other ways to trade Bitcoin like I do, stocks, US equities, so you can buy the long-term stuff. But if you're looking for a swing trade, we got some of those on the list for you today. So welcome, welcome, welcome. What's going on? Wooden Bell is in the building. Let's go, baby. We're going to have an awesome show. Yes, we're on early. Yes, we're doing it quick. Yes, we're giving you some tidbits from the grave, baby, because I'm telling you, the pullback that we've had in the S&P 500, it has been hard to trade the past 3 or 4 days, but I promise you, every pullback that pulls back to the 21-day moving average in a very strong, very volatile, very momentum-filled like market that we are currently in, if we get this bounce, that's why it's so pivotal. If we get this bounce off the 21-day over moving average, we're not going to sit on our ass. We're going to use our capital and we're going to play it. On this past 4-day pullback, it stopped me out of some trades, and it kept me from getting into some others, because on Friday, if you were here with us, we did break below a 21-day moving average for a very short period of time, but we waited till the end of the day to actually make any kind of headway on what we wanted to do with our long-term accounts. That being said, we're above a 21-day moving average currently in the S&P 500, but we're going to go over that very, very soon. But I'm telling you, all eyes right now are on Bitcoin. They are on the S&P 500. They are on the overall stock market, because with the beautiful, beautiful overall market in the overall uptrend, I think this is a very much due pullback. I think we're safe to pull back even further. But when it comes to Bitcoin and looking at Bitcoin, I think this is the next thing to really set foot. I think this is the theme. I think it's going to be here for a while, and I think you guys are going to like some of the stocks that I have to talk about. And yes, Dan Bob, IBIT. I'm going to have to take a little peeky gander at IBIT. So when we bring up CORZ and we bring up WULF, some of those, we'll bring up IBIT, we'll bring up Hood. We'll go through some of the Bitcoin lines just in a matter of few minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and hit you with the intro because, baby, we got a lot to go over, and it's almost that 9 o'clock. So let's get it. Well, I am glad you guys are with me tonight because I am pumped that I have so much to go over. I'm telling you, I was going through the watch list that we leave in our Discord for everybody to go over. And when I got about a quarter of the way through, because I searched through relative volume down, so whatever has the highest relative volume, I'm looking at first so I can use that as the momentum and continue to search through my watch list. Just the first quarter of that, I found so many trend breakouts. So I have so much to go through, but first we want to look at the indices. But guys, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into some companies tonight. We're going to do things a little bit different, and I think you're going to enjoy it. I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see kind of how a trader dives a little deeper into companies to help understand what the overall sentiment of that company is and if it's worth really putting our capital into. The first thing I want to show you guys, though, is this. Look at my screen. Yes, this is me. This is you. This is the family. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button for me if you haven't already. If you're new to this channel, we have an awesome community. We have an awesome family, and you guys need to check out the Facebook. Dan Bob Dan will post it in the comment section to make it easier for you. I am here with Swing Trader Strategies, okay? This is an absolute beautiful Facebook. If you are not a part of this Facebook, everything's free. Everything we show you is free. Why? Because trading is hard and you need a community, and we are that community. So welcome to Swing Trader Strategies. Welcome to the meeting, baby. If you aren't with us or you haven't been with us, you're going to want to be with us very, very soon. Dan Bob says, David, you in the crypto tonight. Your new name is Count David. Count David, Bitcoin to 100K, just so you guys know, I did put a moon at 100K on Bitcoin just because I did call 100K out this year, so I still have till the end of the year for it to get to 100K. All right, guys, so let's just hop right into this biscuit right now. Where's the gravy? The S&P 500, baby, has been pulling back, and it has been a bit fearful for many, many people, especially this gap down. Well, this gap down leads me to believe that this 21-day moving average is going to be the bounce. We want to see a bounce. We want to see a bounce like some awesome hydraulics on a hoopty. We want to see this thing bounce high, and we want to see it bounce well and hold. So if this was a competition here, we want to see this wick be higher. The higher the wick, the better the bounce, the better the hold, the better chance that we have for this to continue higher. We are squatting down on the 21-day moving average right now, so we want to see a gap up in the morning. That's what I want to see. To start off well, I want to see us get away from the 21. Get me away from the 21-day moving average. It makes me a bit nervous that we're squatting down in that area. It really does. I mean, when you're squatting down on the 21-day and that is your risk on to risk off measure, let's stay above that 21-day so that way I can keep a very close eye on the stocks that I'm going to show you today. Of course, the QQQ looked like it came down as well, but this broke the 21-day moving average, which can be very faint for the technology bulls that are out there, but still holding a beautiful uptrend to the north side. So you see the overall trend to the north side. You can see the last time it held support at that 50-day moving average, so things are looking good. Now, what about the equally weighted? Okay, let's take away whatever's doing the best or whatever's doing the worst. Equally weighted, we're still above a 21-day moving average as well. So things are still looking good, but it looks like this 50 might be the new range to follow. But we're going to see. We'll see how this 21-day moving average holds up while we are here. Now, we could go over all of this and figure out what's doing the best or what's doing the worst. But what I like to do, in my personal opinion, is to go over the stocks what shows look like they're going to break out, and then look at the ETF. So that's what we're going to do. Friday, I do want to just show you guys. Oh, no, I want to show you guys this, the heat map on Friday. This might be the pullback before the real storm. What's going on, Mo Wealth? It's good to see you, brother. I'm happy you're in here. Mo Wealth. I'm sure you got a couple of stocks that you're probably keeping a close eye on as well. It's good to have you in here. And we're going to be going over the stocks that you guys want to too. So if you guys have any stocks like Dan Bob posted, iBit, we'll be going over that. If you have any stocks, I don't care what they are, if they're related to the topic or not, if you got something that you have that you want me to take a look at, just leave it in the chat and we will chat about it. All right. Now, we see this stock heat map, a big pullback on Friday. It's A-OK. This is great because if we look at the overall Mag 7 stocks, you'll start to see right away that a lot of them are pulling back to this 21-day moving average. So we'll just go ahead and blow this back up to show you guys. We are still risk on, and this is where we got risk on. We are just below our risk on area, which I'm A-OK with because this was extended from that area, but I had to follow my rules, so I'm still risk on. Down a little bit on this entry. Totally understandable after getting in after I was extended, but still following my rules. If we go through this and we look at some of the Mag 7 stocks, you'll see NVDA pulling back to the 21-day moving average and holding. You'll see Tesla pulling back to the 10-day moving average and holding, and actually pulling higher on Friday. Netflix, you can see not only is rip tater chip into the north side, but it held up for 3 days on that pullback in the S&P 500. If you don't think Netflix is a leader in this situation right now, you are damn wrong. Netflix is a leader, and it is absolutely beautiful. This is one of my best trades this year, honestly. You can see a huge push up on volume, a pullback. It gets extremely tight on this 10-day moving average after breaking through at this area. And if we zoom in on a 5-minute time frame, you'll see the volume at the breakout was absolutely immense. And then it rip tater chip to the north side, and it was a beautiful thing. You can see I took off at 8R. I took off half of my shares here, and I relinquished the last half of my shares here after trying to buy in. I almost caught the low, and then it just took off without me. It stopped me out after adding in at this red line. It pushed up higher, it came back down, and it stopped me out for all 50 of my shares. So released 25 shares and then tried to add 25 here, and I was just off by a little bit, guys. If I would have been able to add another that 50 shares back to this, oh, I would have felt like an absolute trading God, baby. But that did not happen, and that's A-OK because we made, I want to say $2,800 on this trade. $2,800. I'm not bragging, though. I'm not bragging because as this thing was going up, all the other trades that I was trying, it was absolutely failing. So this thing would just really held my account more at a break even the past three days. Okay, so no bragging here. I'm happy I took the trade. I absolutely love this trade, but overall my trading in the past 3 or 4 days, it has been tough. Okay. We also have Amazon. You can see here it's bouncing off the 21-day moving average as well. Google bouncing off the 21 as well, and Meta. Wow, ouchie. Meta took a big dip below a 50-day moving average. That's not showing strength in this market right now. So Meta pulling back, we do need to keep an eye on that, okay? All right, so with that being said, I'm going to just go right into the overall watch list. So if you guys know or you need me to repeat it or I'm not saying it enough, it's only going to be you telling me what you can and cannot hear. If you want to talk about it, be about it, baby. Let me know in the chat. We can talk about it. I got plenty that I want to go over and plenty that we need to get through. So make sure you guys are paying attention to this because I really do want to get through a lot of this. And I think it's going to be fun too, guys. This is the little bit of a different part. So I'm going to talk about some of these. Some of these are going to be a little different, and I think you're going to be very, very interested in the differences in the types of trades here because I'm not showing you just one. So let's see. Hey, David, it's Jack. Hope everything is going well. Keep up the good content. Jack, thank you so much. If this is Jack from Jiu-Jitsu, you keep kicking ass, my friend. You're going to go places one day. What a good, awesome young man this dude is. We're going to start with CDXC. Now, some of these are a watch list. It's not a playlist. So keep in mind, these are my trades, not yours. These are my ideas, not yours. If you like something, take it, make it your own, okay? I'm just watching this because it's holding and it's holding well and the pullback is on light volume. If it makes a trend or a base breakout, I'm going to be keeping an eye on it, but it's not ready. ZIM. Now, there's been talk on ZIM. This is the first time I'm really looking at it and really enjoying the look of ZIM. So if we zoom out here and we look at this daily, we see a huge cup and handle, new higher lows being formed, a basing area with a 4.7% ADR, meaning it can move 4.7% in one day. We like those faster movers, and we are definitely going to be keeping an eye on this basing breakout right here. So what am I going to do? I'm going to create an alert. You know I'm going to create an alert right here because they are absolutely free. And when ZIM pops up here and it shows me higher than average volume at that 5-minute area, I might want to take a tasty little trade using the low of the day. And if that happens and it works out for me, I'm going to be making some money, okay? So put ZIM on your watch list. Now, do keep in mind, they do have earnings coming out on the 20th, meaning I won't play this. I'm not going to play this, but let's say earnings comes out and this thing breaks out above this, holding a big gap up here. I think that could have a nice earnings continuation type of play. So keep that on your watch list. We also have TDS. This says telephone and data systems. Now, some of these I am not aware of, but I really like the uptrend on this and this pullback riding a 10-day moving average and how it's created a new higher low here on a big pullback in the overall market. Now, this is what I mean about diving deeper. I've never heard of TDS. I'm really curious about what TDS is. You know, ZIM right now I could care less because it has earnings. We got to see what happens on the earnings. CDXC, it's not ready yet, so I'm not ready to do a deeper dive. But TDS, this thing looks like it's really starting to set up here, so I want to know more about it. So I'm going to pull up our trusty little trading view here, and we're going to type in TDS. We're going to make sure this is the actual thing. We'll read it right here. It says it's telephone and data system. It's communication and wireless. So now that we know that we're looking at TDS, a telephone and data systems, and we know that it is in a communication sector, let's look at the communication ETF to see how the overall communication sector is doing. And if you guys were with me last week, you'll know the communication sector is very strong. Up until Friday, it was the leader in the overall S&P 500, in the overall market. The communication sector, the financial sector, and the consumer discretionary, I believe. Yes, the consumer discretionary was showing an extreme strength. Now, we are still showing extreme strength, even though it pulled back on Friday. It's still holding above a 21-day moving average and showing a huge incline here. So when I am talking about a stock and I say, well, what is TDS? Well, TDS isn't just a communication stock, but it's in a sector, communications, that is doing well. It also is showing amazing volume as it pushes up higher. Next question is this a stock that we really give a crap about, or is this just another junk stock out there? So let's take a look at TDS before I even start thinking that this might be a stock that's just going to tank tomorrow because somebody is going to have a share offering. So what do we do with that? Well, we go to TDS and we'll scroll down here, and Dan Bob also showed me you can click on this and you can click analysis. You can actually, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the financials. Do these not have the Oh, that's because I'm in XLC. So we got to go to TDS. Then we go right here. We click on financials. Excuse me. Let's see here. And if we go to, let's go to statements, and you can see here their statements. You can see their total revenue if they're actually making money, which they aren't looking very well. We could click revenue. We can look at this. I like to just go to the overview here and look at these statistics. So we can look at the annual and we can see they're kind of just trading sideways here. They're not really making money. They're not really losing any money. We can look at the quarterly too, and we can see their net margins are starting to slowly dwindle. So it's not that good of a company. But what kind of news do they have? Is this something that's really making it pop? There's a lot of things going on that you could ask yourself. Is the earnings doing well? No, they're having a horrible surprise. So this isn't the real best stock. It's not showing crazy potential or crazy growth, but TDS is definitely one that's showing it could be fruitful. So we could go down further in the path and we could see, well, what gave it so much volume? So if we look at the overall volume in TDS, we could come to all the way down here in 1018. 1018, this showed a lot of volume. What created all of this volume? Was there a catalyst? So we're going to go all the way back to 1018, and we're going to figure out if there was something better. So what I like to do is I come back down, I come down here and I click on the news right here, and then I'll scroll all the way down until I get to 10/18. So right here, October 18th, U.S. Cellular sells key spectrum licenses to Verizon in a $1 billion deal. So let's see if we can find something a little bit more. Let's see, Cellular, Netflix. So these are all, this is all just showing right now. There we go. So U.S. Cellular to sell certain spectrum licenses to Verizon for $1 billion. So this here, it just kind of goes over TDS. So TDS is in here. U.S. Cellular said that it has obtained approval for the Verizon deal from its 82% shareholder, Telephone and Data Systems. So right here, U.S. Cellular obtained approval through DTS because DTS practically owns U.S. Cellular. So that is why they got the push up here. So they're getting a $4.4 million deal, and their investors, which 82% is TDS, is going to be good with that. There are two key notes with that, folks. There's two key notes with that. Not only does TDS own U.S. Cellular, and they're going to benefit from this partnership, but you have to also know that TDS owns 82% of this company. If this deal, something gets mucked up, all of that volume that came in because of that catalyst, if something comes out and says that $4.4 million deal has now been canceled, you're going to see the U.S. Cellular shares or the TDS shares, because they own 82%, fail a lot quicker. Or if TDS wants to remove their shares, you're going to see things fail a lot quicker as well. So there's a couple of things that you can really keep an eye on when it comes to actually looking at these catalysts. It can mean more than one thing or lack thereof. So pay attention to those. But TDS is on my watch list, and now we know a little bit more about it. Cheers to you. This one's from me. Now that is some delicious tapioca water. All right, so TDS is now on your watch list. Now here we go. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into Bitcoin, because if you guys don't know already, I've been keeping a close eye because this old Bitcoin is getting ready to... Yeah, in my honest opinion, I think this thing's going to rip tater chip. I didn't realize my mic was muted with that emoji on there, but this Bitcoin is getting tight, guys. This hourly is getting tight. So if you don't have or own Bitcoin and you want to, then go out and get her done. But if you want to settle down and buy an equity instead, we have a few charts that you could take a look at. CORZ is one of them. You can see another huge push up on volume and a pullback riding a 10-day moving average. And on the final, and I shouldn't say final, but on Friday, when the S&P 500 pulled back, CORZ was still holding up very nicely. So it's very, very nice to see. Moel says TDS is promising resistance at 35.50 area, decent upside there through. Yeah, absolutely. I got to agree with you. And Dan Bob also said, feel free to join us in the Discord. He has posted in the chat, guys, the Discord. If you guys want to join our Discord, it's absolutely free. All we ask is that you have an open mind and a heart of gold, and you can join us for absolutely zero. Matt Amaya, listen, Matt, it's good to have you here, and we're going to take a look at SMCI, but you were not here a couple weeks ago. We drew your name. We need to get your address. So if you can join our Discord and talk to Dan Bob, give him your address. You actually won a t-shirt and a stainless steel coffee mug, and I'm trying to get yours and Zamora's sent out. So make sure that you get with us so we can send you your coffee mug and your t-shirt. So make sure you get with us, man, because I want to get these out. And we still have another drawing to do, and we'll do that in a couple more weeks. So we'll get these first ones out. So CORZ is a data processing. It takes all this data, and we were used to calling these Bitcoin miners for so long, but now that AI has came up, they're going to need energy. They are going to need data processing. They're going to need a lot of these things, and CORZ helps eliminate one of those issues. CORZ, WULF, IBIT, all of these companies, you'll start to understand they all have one thing in common, and they're all data storages or data processors, and they're all really ripping. And IBIT looks extremely strong here. It really does. It is a little bit pricier than I anticipated, but I am going to put this on my watch list. Thank you very much for that, Dan Bob. Thank you very much. But CORZ is what I really came across because I like this big push up. I like the pullback, and I really like that wick there on the 10-day moving average. Now, if we can get another day to hold, and I really think the best thing for the S&P 500 would be to kind of trade sideways just for a few days, let the investors build up here, find a low, do a shelf, and then have a nice trend break or a base breakout down here for these tickers. But we don't get to choose when. What gets to choose? The overall stinking market. And if Bitcoin decides it's going to rip, tater, chip, you're going to see things like MSTR or MSTU, and we'll just go over that. Here's MSTU. You're going to see this thing rip in the morning if Bitcoin does. You better believe it because it is Bitcoin, okay? So keep that in mind. IBIT, same thing. You're going to see it gap up. They're following these things, folks. They're definitely following these things, okay? So keep an eye on CORZ, IBIT. I got another one in here too. We can just bring it up really quick. And I'm sure you guys have heard this, BTCT. Why am I showing you guys BTCT? Let me show you on an hourly time frame. Look at this. This is the 5-minute time frame, guys. Now, I usually don't zoom in this far, but I do want you guys to understand the volatility in this thing. This thing moves 34.3%. That is a rip your face off, make or break your account. Imagine putting $1,000 in this today. If you put $1,000 in this, or I'm sorry, if you bought 1,000 shares of this right now, which would be $19,000, you could be up, you could wake up and be at $12, or you could wake up and be at $25. You do the math on that, guys. You know, it's like $6 one way or the other. And you do the math on the shares. Just use multiples of 100, and you can realize just how damn volatile these Bitcoin plays are. So BTC Digital or BTCT is also one that I am favoring to the north side if it can break this area with overall Bitcoin breaking out of this channel and continuing to head higher, okay? So that is some of the Bitcoin plays. Also, one thing I did want to cover is MNPR. I was just head over heels for this damn stock the other day. This was 2 or 3 days ago. Really had a lot on the line trying to play this thing. It came right down, stopped me out, and came right back up to my buy-in area. I'm keeping an eye on this. The hardest things to buy are the ones that stopped you out and that really stomped on your damn foot. But I'm still here. I'm still keeping an eye, and I'm still watching this MNPR. If it does break out, it's going to look good, but I've already done my homework on MNPR. This is a shit play, guys. I'm just going to say, it's a therapeutics company. They don't have any money. They're burning through cash. Who cares about MNPR? Well, I do if we see a ton of volume. When I got in, there was some more than average volume, but it wasn't enough volume to really kick things off. Before we carry on with the overall watch list, I just want to ask you guys a quick favor from you. I don't ask for much. Everything here is absolutely free. Just hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you look at my screen, I can show you exactly where to do it. Right here is the like, right here is the subscribe. If I bring any enjoyment, any entertainment, or any type of knowledge to your life, do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We're so stinking close, guys. We've already tore through over 1,200 subscribers now, and we only need about another 100 more hours until I get to that next stage in YouTube, another 1,100 more watch time hours, and I will be completely invested in actually making some money off of my YouTube videos. That's why they get to be free. So do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button, and of course, you can follow us on all platforms. If you look right here, Dan, Bob, Dan, the greatest moderator alive, has posted where you can go to see us on the link tree with everything, Facebook, Instagram. My Snapchat's not on there, but I can give that to you too. Anyway, guys, let's keep on keeping on, as my grandma likes to say. Right here is RCAP. This is one that just kind of popped up. I'm just keeping a closer eye on. And there's a few more on here I'm going to share with you, but I'm just keeping them on my watch list, like ANMS, SEZL. Now, this was a very close watch stock last week. I think we need to keep an eye on it as well. Check on SEZL, which is Sizzle Incorporated, which is pretty interesting. I'm imagining it's probably in the restaurant business, but let's just take a little deeper dive into SEZL, and let's take a little peeky gander into what this is. Now, I really like this. I have anchored VWAP off of this area and off of previous earnings, and you can see we're starting to get a little bit tighter. We need a little bit more time. But SEZL, let's take a little peeky gander of what this is. It's technology services and package software. So we know that this is doing really well. And wow, goodness, guys, let me just bring this up. This is what gets me excited right here, guys. If we look at these earnings, you can see the earnings are gradually going up quarterly. Let's look at annually though. So annually, they started off negative, right? They're below in 2022, but they're projected to be up in 2023 and higher in 2024. So they're expecting to have continual growth. And you can see these estimates over here. Let's just go to the overview and scroll down here. Look at this performance. You can see at first they weren't doing so well. Now in 2023, their net revenue has gone up significantly. Their net margin has also increased very, very well. And their net income altogether has went up very, very much so. So this is actually looking like a promising company, guys. This is looking good. What else can we depict out of this? Let's go to the earnings here. Let's scroll down and let's take a look at, let's go to the revenue. Statistics, there's this, here, is this it? They just updated this, I want to say, oh, here we go. So statements, excuse me, guys. So here's the total revenue year-over-year growth, and you can see the percentages it has been growing. And you see how it's getting more each year. It's not doubling just yet, but you can see from here to here it doubled. It didn't double, but it's still increasing. It's increasing. This doubled. It's increasing. Like, it's looking really, really good here, guys. Like, let's look at the annual here. Now look. Up over 800%, 200%. Now it's doubling. Like each year it's starting to double. Now 2022, 2023 didn't double, but you can see between 19 and 21, and now they're out of the hole. Sizzle is looking like a damn good company, okay? And we also need to look at the sector that they're in, okay? So I have this thing, an ETF called Hack here. So Hack is, actually, that's not what we want to look at. Excuse me, that's regional banking. Technology and software, that's going to be XLK. So we know technology took a big hit. Wow, this sector on the hourly looks like crap. All right, so here it is on the daily, and we already looked at this once. You guys can see it's respecting its 50-day moving average, still on an uptrend, but we are below a 21-day moving average. So we do have to be careful in respect of that, knowing that this isn't in the best sector. So if the sector could start to turn around as well as this starts to break out, we are looking for a trend breakout right here, people. There are plenty of trend breakouts out there. That's why we have to know what we're looking at. Do you want to get into a piece of crap stock, or do you want to get into something that actually has the ability to continue to move? Okay? So that's how I do a little bit of a deeper dive, and we can go deeper into that on the Wednesday Discord meeting. We're going to go over some long-term investing as well. So if you're interested in that, make sure you join the Discord. What's going on, Zamora? It's good to see you. And Mo Wealth says, MNPR is not a great sector right now either. Yes. No, you are absolutely right, Mo Wealth. Thank you so much for bringing that up. And I really, this is what's great about having a big group like this, because when you all trade the same and we are all looking for leaders, we're looking for good earnings, growth, we're using the Cancelim method to help articulate our watch list and help us get into stocks that are true growers. And Mo Wealth just pointed out to me that MNPR is a piece of shit. Plain and simple, guys. That's what Mo Wealth is very kindly telling me, that if we look at the sector's down. If we look at their earnings are down. This is just a garbage stock, and it's a therapeutic stock. If there are so many damn things out there breaking out, look at this. I'm deleting it right now. It's off my watch list. There are so many damn breakouts right now. There's so many trend and base breakouts right now. We do not waste our time on garbage. Absolutely not. So thank you so much, Mo Wealth. That's why I absolutely love this community. Thank you for pointing that out. Jolene's in the building. Did I miss it? What's up, Jolene? Jolene's in the building, and she brought some friends. It's good to see everybody in the building. Of course, we want to keep an eye on APP. Now, the whole time the S&P 500 starts to pull back, it starts to retrace, it starts to show that it's a little weary and that we are a little extended. APP says, hold my juice box, because things are about to get real in this biscuit. So right here, APP, this is what you want to see in a leader. We identified this as a leader long time ago, all the way back here at this breakout, we started telling you that this was an absolute monster and a leader. And then during earnings, it proved itself to be now holding that huge gap up. What an amazing thing, guys. When you see something like this, these are the stocks that can change your equity, that can change your life in some situations, depending on how many shares you grabbed. Now, imagine that you played this base breakout down here and you got so comfortable holding on to this, you could actually up the ante and play it off the 200-day moving average. Could you imagine allowing yourself to do that? You know how much money that you could be making right now? Or even if you played this base breakout and you felt this was a large enough cushion to hold half of your shares into earnings, you would be making so much stinking money. Oh, that's all I'm saying. I'm just dreaming here, baby. Now, I have a few more that I want to show you, but before we do, I want to make sure that I hit up all of the stocks that you guys have brought up. So let me just go right back through the chickadee chat, and if you got something dopey whack, put it up there. We'll take a little look at it in just a second. So let me take a peeky gander. We already did IBIT. So let's do VST from Mo Wealth. VST is looking very, very nice. This thing does look like it had a beautiful trend breakout and a basing breakout, a double whammy, if you will, still holding up, trying to hold that 10-day moving average. What is Vistra Corporation? So let's take a little deeper dive into VST and find out. It is a utilities. Now, how fast does this thing move? Ooh, this is a beautiful thing. So VST is a faster moving utility stock. That's the biggest issue when you find a good, let me take this sweatshirt off. It's getting warm. When you find a utilities stock, they're usually much, much slower. So this is absolutely beautiful. I'm very pumped that we have VST because utilities, if you guys look at utilities, you can see that utilities has been doing a very good job for quite some time. Now below its 50-day moving average, I still think that this has some juice to get up and above that 50-day moving average. You need to be careful when things are below. So do be careful with this stock, knowing that the overall utilities has pulled back below a 50-day moving average. So it's kind of lost that momentum, but at the same time, everything really has in the market except for some of the leaders like communications. All right. So VST is going on the watch list. Let's take a look at another one, SMCI. Oh, we'll take a little peeky gander. Now, do keep in mind, Matt, that I don't like anything below a 200-day moving average, and this thing has shown to be an absolute pile of donkey doo-doo. Now, not only below its 200-day moving average, well below, and declining below its 200-day moving average, but look at this. This area of support was pinnacle to a bounce. And look at it, went right through that thing. I mean, it ripped through, bounced up, and then ripped right back through. These guys are done, son. So what do I need to play this to the north side? I need new higher lows. This is making new lower lows even as of Friday. So let's make sure that if we're looking at a stock like this, we're looking to short something like this, right? I would say if this thing bounced up into 22, it would be good to short, right? I mean, I'm not telling you to short, but I'm just saying, like, you see this big bounce, you see it go into resistance, you're probably, fighting a lot of bag holders in that area, okay? Mo Wealth just said APP volume is a bit concerning on that last day. Looks like lots of selling. Let's go back to APP and let's see what Mo Wealth is trying to say, why Mo Wealth is trying to talk crap. No, I'm only kidding. All right, so if we look at this on the daily, all I see is a big push up on volume. On any of the selling, a big pullback on volume, and then it looks like this big, this is almost like a volume anomaly. And what do I mean by that? Is you see this volume bar right here, and how small this bar is. See this volume bar, how big this is, and that's about the same size. That's saying that there's some big buying and selling, or in this situation, manipulation going on in the stock. Now, this is a very big stock to be trying to say that somebody's manipulating it. Let's take a look at APP and try to see exactly if this is something that would be normally manipulated. So if we scroll down here, we see 97 billion, not normally, but I have seen it. So 97 billion market capitalization. Of course, there are people out there that are able to do this. So let's be sure that when we look at something like this, how well can it get manipulated? I think to any standard, a stock can get manipulated if you have enough reasoning and enough money, okay? Now, when I look at APP and I actually look at this volume, I wasn't too concerned about all of this. I really feel like this started to fail. And to me, it looks like every time it started to fail, that it got bought up by this volume. Now, it could be completely wrong, because if we look at the volume, you can see it, oddly enough, almost all of it was in the after hours. It's showing over 11 million shares traded in the after hours. That's just weird, guys. That's really weird. If anything, and I'm kind of talking out of my ass here, but I'm gonna say that was probably a dark pool volume thing. Like somebody wanted to sell 11 million shares and somebody wanted to buy 11 million shares, and then they decided to do that in the after hours. Okay, because you don't have 11 million freaking shares here in the after hours and the volume bar only be $1 difference, or in our case, since we're going to be more professional, a 0.5 percentage point, right? Right, because then you look over here, you got 18 million shares traded, and you're moving 13%, you know? So you, I mean, come on. No, you're not fooling nobody. There's something going on in that. Okay, there's something going on in that. All right, let's keep on keeping on. So we went over SMCI. We know it's a big dog doo-doo, but it's A-okay. I like Mo Wealth calling me out on MNPR. Thank you so much for that. Sweet Zamora is in the building. FFWM, Dan Bob, Dumb Bob, almost said. It looks like we're creating new higher lows here. So usually I don't really keep an eye on these things too much, but it is 4.9% ADR. And now that we have these 3 new higher lows here off of this basing, there's 2 things that I want to say. One, this is not a leader, okay? I'm not saying that this isn't a stock that you shouldn't play, but I'm saying it's just not a leader, okay? Because it's not already taking off. It's just trying to get off the bottom right now. This could end up taking off and doing very, very well, but this right now is coming off the bottom, okay? It does make new higher lows, and if it breaks this trend, we have potential to head to the north side, okay? But do just keep in mind that, you know, anything that's this far below or hanging out this far below when the overall market looks like this, you know, when it looks like this, where we've been just uptrend the whole time, it's not something that I'm too excited for, but it is showing potential. It's showing proof of concept because it's got those new higher lows in there. So it does have the potential to do that. What is First Foundation? We could even look that up. So FFWM is First Foundation. This is the one that Dan Bob brought up. 634 million market cap. It looks like it actually is a company that's trying to create some revenue, just above break even, it looks like. But let's just read a little bit about what this is. First Foundation is a bank holding which engages in the provisions of a comprehensive platform and financial services to individuals, businesses, and organizations. So it's definitely in that financial sector. And if you guys remember from last week, if we look at XLF, you will find the financial sector was working very, very well for most people. Let's see how it's doing this week as the financial sector looks to be holding not just the 21-day moving average, but the 10-day moving average. So it's definitely in a very, very hot sector. So it definitely has that going for it. It also moves a little quicker than normal banking stocks at 4.9%. It's definitely one that you might want to keep on your watch list. Now, it's not leading the group by any chance, but this might be a play considering. All right, let's see what else we got, folks. Hey, folks, how we doing there, Jolene? She says UNFI. UNFI. Yeah, Mo Wealth. There's books out there on the dark pool. I didn't even... Ooh, wait. This UNFI, Jolene coming in hot with the goods. So this only moves 3.59%, but just like Netflix only moving 2%, guys, when I see a stock that I like, it is very hard for me to take my eyes off of it. So we have 1, ready, 2, 3 new higher lows. We also have this beautiful trending down with the 3 new higher lows, and it looks like it's very close to breaking out right here. So you know what I'm going to put on here on UNFI? A tasty little morsel of a alert, because this is looking really, really good. Now, it says foods next to it. Let's take a little peeky gander into UNFI. It's United Natural Foods Incorporated. Inc. It engages in the distribution of natural, organic, and specialty foods and non-food products. It offers foods and non-food frozen perishables, bulky body care products, and supplements. So they do wholesale, retail, and other. So they do a little bit of all of that, but they are in the distribution or food distributors section. I'm going to open up a new tab to see what they have to say about that. Okay. So when we look at UNFI, I know that it is a very slower mover than what we're liking. 3.59%, I want to see it at least over that 4%. But when you see something like this and you see just how pretty this thing looks, I mean, I like it even more on this chart, to be quite honest with you, on this Thinkorswim chart. This just looks so freaking clean, guys. Look, it holds so well. When it gets above this area, if I see volume come in for UNFI, this might be one to take a tasty little trade in. Well above its respected 200-day moving average. Also, it's starting to incline. Now, this doesn't look like a leader, guys. Why? Well, it looks like the lead was over. It's not leading the market by any chance. It's starting to rise while the overall market is starting to rise as well. So when we look at something like this, we can clearly see the Stan Weinstein stage analysis in this as we are getting out of a stage 1 and we are starting to go into a stage 2, just like your last stock that you brought up there on FFWM. We look like we are starting to go into a stage 2 in some of these other sectored stocks. So I do really, really like that as well. Now I have 2 more stocks that I want to share with you guys. You guys can pay attention if you want, or you can just fall asleep, but I promise you, you don't want to sleep on these stocks. DAVE is definitely one that I have keeping on my watch list. After this huge breakout, yes, you could say I missed the move, but I do like to see these big breakouts and then for them to hold their move, get tight, and break out again. So I'm waiting on Dave, but it's definitely on my watch list, and I know you guys in the Discord have been talking about this now for weeks, you guys. And I know I just cannot take every trade. I can't keep an eye on every stock. But another huge one that we have been trading like absolute crazy madmen is RKLB, Rocket Labs. Rocket Labs is looking absolutely scrumptious, still holding all of these gains from up here. We had trend breaks. We had base breakouts on this. We had earnings gap ups. We had everything on RKLB, folks. And if you don't have this on your watch list, put it on your watch list. This is absolutely great. I think that Rocket Labs is an insurance company, but let's just double check. It's in the electronic technology and aerospace and defense. So I'm way off here, guys. Don't listen to me. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. It looks like they have great quarterly earnings and annual earnings. They're trying to really make a respectful name for themselves. And it's got a damn cool name to it. I love Rocket Labs. That's so cool. Rocket Lab USA Incorporated, an aerospace company which engages in the development of rocket launch and control systems for the space and defense industries. It operates through the launch services and space systems segments. The launch services segments provides launch services to customers and dedicated missions or ride share basis. Whoa, that sounds pretty out of this world though. So I like RKLB. I really like what's going on because in the aerospace defense, it has been very hot before the actual decision on the election. And now that we know that Trump is in, that aerospace and defense actually does really, really good. Oh, I am thinking of RKT. Yeah, I am thinking of RKT. That's the insurance company. And if RKT isn't doing right now with the overall financial sector, you're not going to do good. So RKT is garbage. But yes, you are very right. Thank you so much, Dan Bob. Thank you for pointing that out. I was thinking about RKT, Rocket Companies, but we are talking about Rocket Lab, which is the aerospace defense company, and you guys should definitely have this on your watch list. I'm not saying that this is the area to play because we have the 10 and 21-day moving average that needs to catch up to this, but it is looking good. All right. And I'll give you guys one bonus one. We're just going to throw in PRQR. Yes. Okay, so the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because if you guys remember let me take a sip. Sorry for blowing your ear out there. Okay, Matt, I got your message. There you go. If you're comfortable, just leave me the address in the chat. I see that you're up. I'll just do a hey, and you can put your address in there and I'll shoot this shirt out to you. But I can tell by your picture, bro, you got too many muscles. You're not going to fit in this shirt, but you'll be able to give it to one of your girlfriends though, okay? Dang, muscles, calm down, Matt. Matt and Maya, wait till you guys see this dude's picture. I kind of want to show it to you guys, put it on the screen. No, yeah, muscles, watch out, dude. I want no problems. About to do muscle ups on me, bro, chill. But I wanted to bring this up because if you guys were in our Discord meeting, which you guys absolutely need to join if you are not already a part of it, we meet up every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Join. All you need to do is have a heart of gold and an open mind, and you can be a part of the Discord meetings. Guys, PRQR, we talked about retest. Okay, now this is a shit therapeutic stock. It's A-okay. I want to show you guys a beautiful trend break, and it did it. Oh, I missed my opportunity. Well, what is one of the hardest things to do? Buy on a pullback. PRQR is starting to pull back here. You can see it's starting to retest this trend breakout area. I've seen it happen multiple times, and we just talked about it in the Discord. Watch PRQR for at least the bounce. I want to show you guys exactly what is going on with these retests and why they can be so powerful. But of course, being in a garbage sector, as Mo Wealth pulled out earlier, and just being in therapeutics in general, therapeutics may have had their run. They might be actually pulling back. So we'll see very, very soon. But I just wanted to show you guys what these retests look like. I'm going to start bringing them up a lot more because if it's something that we want to teach, we want to hold on to a lot of key examples. So that is one of them. And just, I mean, there's so many things going on, guys. Root is breaking out of that basing area. Did I take the trade? No. I think it was starting to break out right at the end of the day. No, it didn't break out at the end of the day. It actually broke out in the beginning of the day, and I did not take this trade. So this is another beautiful, beautiful trade on the daily, basing out here if we do pull back. But I mean, it's really been strong against this market. As the overall markets pulled back, this just traded sideways. And then the last and final day, it continued to show strength and continued to head higher. Yeah, and that UNFI, yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. It's definitely on my watch list now. So thank you so much for that, Jolene, bringing in the heat with some awesome, awesome stocks. It's just a little slower than we're used to, but it is good. It's looking good. All right. Another one. Let's see here. HBI. This is another one I wanted to show you guys. I don't know anything about this just yet, but I thought we could do a little bit deeper dive. HBI Hands Brands. We can see it's on a beautiful uptrend. You can see it's out of a stage 1 and entering, if not already in a stage 2 uptrend. And now that it is, we're looking for an area to get in. You can see we have a trend break already. If this suit's still plausible for a good risk reward, you might still have yourself a tasty trade. But why I wanted to bring this up and show this to you guys is so we could do a little homework. So what do? HBI, I'm going to type it in here. And if you guys want to use TradingView, go to my link tree. It's in the chat, or you can click on the more section down below on the YouTube channel, click my link tree, and right there is the TradingView. Click that, use my link. I get a little kickback from it, and I would appreciate you. This is HBI, and I'm going to find this on TradingView. I'm going to scroll down here. I can see that they are making, at least trying to make some money. They have a concept of making money, and we can see what they are. Hanesbrand engages in business of design, manufacturing, and sourcing through its selling basic apparel such as t-shirts, bras. It says this, panties, shapewear, underwear, socks, and activewear. I use the word panties from time to time, and my wife thinks that is an old lady thing to say, like only old ladies say panties. Is that true? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to keep on saying panties because that's what I'm wearing right now. Let's see. So they make a little bit of everything, a lot of active apparel, and we know that some apparel has been doing really well. I know the last time that we had apparel rip tater chipping, we were looking at Abercrombie and Fitch. So we can look at ANF and see how that's doing. And you can see it's still in a downtrend. It looked like this is in a what I would consider a stage 4 decline. No, this would be the stage 3 before the actual decline if we look at this. But it could be setting up another stage 1 before it starts its new stage 2. So don't sleep on this one, guys. I'm really happy that I did bring this up because I think that this is really a leader in the apparel. And if apparel is going to start taking off, you can see my anchored VWAPs to this earnings here. These white lines are the anchored VWAPs, and you can see it's starting to get really tight here, creating new higher lows. So we have 3 new higher lows, 1, 2, three new higher lows, and it's starting to get really tight here. Now, this is a slower mover at 4.14%, but Abercrombie and Fitch, when we're going to look at HBI, I'd rather look at the leader. And every time I think about the leader, I'm thinking about Abercrombie and Fitch, and there's one other in the apparel. But first, let me set an alert on ANF, and then we will go over to... because I really think that this has the ability to really start taking off. But I also put on my watch list UA, which is Under Armour. And this thing moves 4.7%, so it's actually a little bit faster than I anticipated when I seen this showing up on my watch list. But this looks like it has the potential of leaving that stage 1 and entering that stage 2 uptrend. So I definitely want you guys to keep Under Armour on your watch list. This thing has been beaten down, you guys. It's really beaten down. And let's look at the overall financials of Under Armour, because if the financials are looking like crap, it's not something that we'd be a part of. But if they're still holding well and they're still selling and it's this beat down, we can expect a bounce out of this thing. Now, the total revenue year over year, you can see they're a little wishy-washy. It looks like they've been losing money quite some time. If we look at their overall, let's see, it'd be under statements. And we look at their annual too. This is going to be a little bit more clear picture. You can see they are still slowly earning. If we look at these stats, this stature here on their total revenue, you can see they're slowly earning here. If we look at the total revenue here, you can see their growth is being stunted here and there, but they're still earners. They're still making money. So if we look at the overall status of UNA, we're creating 3 new higher lows. The 200-day moving average is starting to curl to the north side. And it looks like this has been beat down for quite some time. So this is a company that you know and trust, and that's something that you want to get behind, maybe keep an eye on this. And if you can find a proper area to manage risk, take it, if it's part of your plan and your trade. And guys, I could go on and on and on. There are so many damn stocks, UPST, AFRM. There's just so many. So what I want you to do, guys, is take what I have given you. I want you to take it. I want you to think about it tonight. And I want to think, when you go to get into a stock, is it a leader? Does it have good annual earnings? Does it have potential growth? Does it have a catalyst? Is it a leader? Ask yourself all these questions, because I really, truly think, and it will all change if we break below a 21-day moving average, but I really, truly think that if we have found the bounce and it is the bottom and we do hold the 21-day moving average, or even if we pull back to the 50 and then get back above the 21, I really think if we continue to hold this area, and I truly think that we are going to, I think we're going to see an unprecedented bull market very, very soon here. And I would love to be right. Everybody would love to be right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm betting on the bullish side. I'm betting on the future. I'm betting on America, and I'm betting big. So if we can find the proper risk reward, we can find the proper ways to manage our risk. I'm buying some of these stocks, and I'm going to try and hold on. I'm trying to kick ass and take some names, baby. I'm not trying to sit on my ass and stay break even forever or make $1,000 here and there each month. Like, I'm sick of it. I'm ready to make money. I'm ready to make it big, and I'm really proud of myself for staying at bay, keeping my risk small for so many damn years until I finally could understand bull and bear markets and how to manage that risk and understanding different ways of trading. If you want to be a part of that, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, join the Discord. You need to do it all, baby, because we are here. We're doing it big, and we stay excited. We have a love. We have a passion for this, guys. Let's do this. I hope you guys had an awesome night. I hope you guys have an awesome week. Let's stay green, baby. And Matt, I got your message. I'm sending you that t-shirt and that cup out to you as soon as I possibly can. Zamora, I'm getting yours out too. I'm going to send you guys out very, very soon. And you guys make sure that you are here next Sunday. We are going to do another drawing. If you have commented today, you're going to be in that drawing. We have had plenty of people in here today. I just really hope some of the OGs get in on this. You guys are freaking awesome. I'm going to do the outro, and then, of course, I'm going to usher you out of here. I'll give you a little chit-chat. But before I go, remember, we have 18 votes. We've had quite a few of you voting on this, so pay attention. Are we headed for the golden ages of equity and crypto? 28% of you said yes, it has begun. 28% of you said no, we are in for a bumpy ride. 6% said just give me that watch list. But 39% of you, an overwhelming amount, said, love you, Dave. We love you, Dave, and we love you. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. You guys seriously kick ass. I was so pumped to be here, and you guys showed up. We all learned a little something. Remember, you're a loser unless you're learning. Have a great weekend, guys. There we go. Mic check. Okay, there we go. You know, I got to usher you boys out. Predator, you just showed up. Come on, man. What up, Predator? Thank you guys so much for being here. I had an awesome night with you guys. Jolene, thank you so much for being here. Mo Wealth, Matt, you are awesome. Yosef, thank you so much for being here. Wooden Bell, let's do this, guys. We are growing so fast. Jimmy Bright, Dan Bob Dan, the greatest moderator alive. You know I love you, brother. You know I do. Thank you so much for everything that you do for this channel. Who else we got? Zamora, baby. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Jack, swinging in, saying hello. I appreciate you, brother. Let's see. Roberto Tainch, thank you so much for your dedication. And Mama stopped in. She said hello. Thank you so much for all your love, Mama. You guys are awesome. And Predator, we miss you. We hope everything is well. We hope you're healthy. And remember, guys, we are so close. We got about 1,000 hours left before I actually started getting paid from YouTube. I know it might not be much to you, but it means the world to me if you just leave me on the playlist. Let it sit back and let it play, baby. Appreciate you guys. Nothing but love. I hope you guys have an awesome trading week. And remember, reach out. Say hi in the Discord. We're always here to help. Trading can be hard, guys, but you don't have to be lonely. Peace.